Hello, my name is Mr. Karl. I'm the children's librarian at the Van Buren Library, and I'm very excited to read a story to you today. This is called 13 Ways to Eat a Fly. It's by Sue Heavenrich, and it's illustrated by David Clark. And I only know of one way to eat a fly. You just take the fly and you eat it. But I think we're going to learn about at least 12 other ways that you can eat a fly. And I'm really curious to learn what they are because I can't imagine more than one way. Big flies, small flies, fat flies, thinner. Yum, these flies are someone's dinner. We might think of flies as pests, but many animals and plants depend on flies for food. So let me ask you, the viewer, a question. Do you eat flies for dinner? Is that something human beings and children do? Or do only animals and plants do that? I gotta say, I've never eaten a fly before, but if you said yes to my question, then, I'm interested in hearing more. Okay, so the 13 ways to eat a fly. Number 13 is zapped. In the blink of an eye, a wood frog snaps out its tongue and catches a fly. The frog closes its eyes and swallows, using its eyeballs to push the fly down its throat. All right, and let's all try and be like the wood frog and catch a fly right now. Are you ready? Did you do that? Did you stick out your tongue and catch a fly? My tongue's not that long, so I don't know if I would do a very good job. Number 12 is wrapped. A fly struggles to escape from sticky threads, sending vibrations along the web. Those vibrations mean dinner to a garden spider. The spider races to the fly and bites it, injecting venom to kill it. Then the spider rolls the fly, wrapping it in silk until it looks like a burrito. So there's our fly wrapped in silk. You can eat it. I eat a lot of burritos, but I've never eaten a fly wrapped like one before. Number 11 is waterbound. This water strider follows ripples to where a fly is trapped on the surface of the water. The strider grips the fly with its short front legs and stabs it with its beak. The fly is large enough, the water strider shares its meal with friends. Wow, very interesting. And these bugs right here that walk on the water, they're called water striders. You can see where their feet touch the water. It forms these little pools right around them. 10 is underground. A sand wasp digs a few short tunnels for nests and lays an egg in each one. Once the eggs hatch into larvae, the mama wasp goes hunting. She stings a fly, carries it home, and drags it down into a nest. Then the busy mama heads out on another hunting trip. So these big bugs down here, these are called larvae. Look at it eating the fly right there. Number 9 is snatched. A well-camouflaged crab spider waits motionless in a flower. When an unsuspecting fly lands, pounce. The spider grabs the fly with its powerful front legs and sinks its fangs into the fly's head. So do we all know what it means to be camouflaged? If you see the spider right here, he's the exact same color white as the flower. So this yellow fly, he has trouble seeing that the spider's there. He thinks he's just landing on a flower. And that's why the spider's there lurking and is ready to pounce on him. Number 8 is hatched. When midges hatch, thousands of the tiny, tasty flies cluster above a stream's surface. That's enough to make any trout leap for lunch. Splash! One trout can devour 500 midges in a day. So these little tiny flies, they're called midges. This fish with its big mouth can eat 500 of them in a day. That's really incredible. 7 is mid-flight. Keep back! With a flick of its tail, a least flycatcher zooms after its lunch. It snatches a fly in midair and then returns to its perch to finish it off. And here are some birds finishing off the flies they caught. 6 is late night. A little brown bat makes high-pitched sounds to find flying insects. When the sounds hit an insect, they bounce back. The echo helps the bat zero in on its prey with a swoop and a dip. The bat nets the night flyer in its tail membrane and then flips it into its mouth. Take a look right here. Here's our bat flipping that fly right into his mouth. And this happens at nighttime. Bats are what we call nocturnal, meaning that they only go out at night. You probably won't ever see a bat on a bright sunny day. Poked is number 5. A sandpiper, is this bird right here, hunts for spiders and shrimp-like crustaceans along a rocky shore. But when the tide comes in, the sandpiper runs to higher ground to munch flies found in rotting kelp. Here's kelp right here, this green stuff. That's seaweed that you see like washed up on a beach, and it can be really slimy. Number 4 is soaked. A 6-spotted fishing spider sits on the edge of a leaf with its front feet dangling in the water. Vibrations on the water's surface let the spider know that a fly has fallen. The spider steps off the leaf, raises its front legs to catch the wind, and glides across the water toward the struggling fly. And, ooh, look at this spider. I get the heebie-jeebies just looking at him. 3 is liquefied. How do you liquefy a fly? An unwary gnat brushes against the sensitive trigger hairs of a Venus flytrap. Snap! Bye-bye, fly! Digestive juices inside the leaf dissolve the meaty parts of the fly. In a few days, the leaf will open up to let the wind blow away the bits the plant can't digest. So this is one of our plants that eat flies. And a Venus flytrap, it's got a mouth that's open. And when the fly lands here, it goes snap, closed really quick. And it starts eating that fly. 2 is zombified. What does that mean? A fly-eating fungus infects the brain of a fly, turning it into a zombie. That's really weird. The fungus makes the fly climb high, up a plant stem or window screen, while it feeds on the fly's internal organs. When there's nothing left to eat, the fungus oozes out of the fly and shoots spores into the air to infect even more flies. Look at these zombie flies. Look at their eyes. They're all creepy. And they look just like the zombies that you might see in a horror movie. Number 1, and this is going to happen to us, so be careful. Number 1 is by mistake, or if you're sailing down a hill and a fly gets caught in the back of your throat, don't worry. Aside from the tickle, swallowing a fly is harmless. And look at this person on the skateboard. It looks like he accidentally swallowed a fly and he's going, ah, ah, ah. You could also have a fly baked in a cake. Now, people don't usually eat flies on purpose, but like other insects, flies are high in protein and low in fat. Some people already snack on roasted crickets and spicy grasshoppers, so why not flies? One enterprising team of fly farmers is developing a protein powder made from fruit flies. The powder can be rolled into meatballs, fried into burgers, and even added to a cake. So I got a question for everybody watching. Would you eat a piece of cake or some meatballs or a hamburger if you knew that there were flies baked into it? I would have to think about it. If it tasted good, I might. I just might. Flies emerge, stretch wings, and dry. Tomorrow's lunch takes to the sky. You probably won't find flies on your menu anytime soon, but they are a major food source for many birds, fish, mammals, and insects. So next time a fly zooms by, think of it as someone's food, someone's fast food. All right? So we all eat many different things, and you got to think about how diverse the food sources of many animals are. What we may think is like disgusting to eat, oh, I would never eat a fly. Well, that's food for a lot of the animals we see every day. It's a very common food. And even for human beings, according to this book, it is possible to eat flies. And there are some people who want to bake them into cakes, which I find really odd, but we eat a lot of different things. All right, and that was our book about 13 ways to eat a fly. So the next time you see a fly, it's still a little cold out, but we might start seeing them soon as it gets warmer. Just think about all the different ways animals and plants and even human beings eat flies. It may seem disgusting to you, but flies are a very important part of our food chain and our ecosystem. And we want to say, bye-bye, flies. I want to thank everybody so much for coming to my story time today. I learned a lot from this book. This might be the book I personally have learned the most from so far during my story times. And I'm really excited to have you join me again. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay well, and I'll see you really soon. Goodbye.